Hey everyone, I'm a small lizard, and we're here to delve into my mind again with this integral question where you want to integrate 1 over 1 plus sine 2x with respect to x. Kind of a weird one, see if you guys can do it. Alright, pause the video right now and give it a shot. Otherwise, here's how I do it. So, weird integral, right? You kind of like defies the form of typical integrals like f prime over fx, and there's no way to get those, right? So what do? Let's do some manipulation first by starting out with sine 2x. So we manipulate it to 1 plus, well, sine 2x only has one formula, so 2 cosine x sine x, or 2 sine x cosine x, already it's this the same. Okay, then from here, what now? Okay, so what happens here is that it's kind of partly experience, is that if you notice 2 cosine x sine x, it's kind of like the idea of a squared plus 2ab plus b squared, where you have the 2ab part, and a is cosine, b is sine. But where do you get a squared and b squared from? Cosine squared plus sine squared. That equals to 1, right? So we have 1 down here, so we have cosine squared plus sine squared plus 2 cosine x sine x. And this would then be easy for us to simplify this to 1 over cosine x plus sine x whole thing square. Alright, so it's a kind of getting our way, but what now? So whenever you're in this spot, right, where you've kind of done the obvious thing, then here's what next. So experiment. Alright, so one thing you should do is, okay, I can only take out cosine x and see how it goes. Alright, so 1 over cosine square x, we get 1 plus sine x whole thing square. Sorry, 1 over tangent x whole thing square. And you notice that, okay, I think we're going to simplify this further and see what we got. And we get secant square x, 1 plus tangent x whole thing power minus 2. And you notice that, hey, I have f prime, I have fx power n. I can integrate this, right? Then our new power is minus 1. Our numerator is simply 1. Then divide by minus, so minus, then plus c. Amazing, right? Of course, if you want to take out sine x, so from here, if you take out sine x, we get integrating 1 over sine square x times 1 over cotangent x plus 1 square dx. You notice that you get cosecant square x, and really the same idea, it's f prime times fx power n. And you notice that, hey, you get 1 over 1 plus cotangent x. Let me write that cotangent properly. 1 over cotangent x plus c. And here's the thing that you guys need to know. Alright, 1 over 1 plus cotangent x, you can't really manipulate it to this. Alright, this is not exactly manipulated to this. It's not that easy. In other words, the reason why these two integrals have two different answers is because of this arbitrary constant plus c. There is a difference between them, and it's a constant difference. Alright, so a better way for you guys to visualize it is like, let's say c is actually the actual constant. For the integral with 1 over 1 plus cotangent x is plus c plus another d, and this constant would, when added to 1 over 1 plus cotangent x, would equals to minus 1 over 1 plus tangent x. Alright, otherwise you can just leave it as plus c. It is fine. Both answers are acceptable. It's just a matter of a different constant. Alright, so that is how we solve this integral, partly by experience, partly by just whacking it. Alright, so that is how I solve it with my lizard brain.